So I know that no matter how hard I try, no matter how many personalities I perfect, Daniel will never consider me an equal on the channel. So I quit.
And I am at a place where I can't be making videos unless I am happy to do it. I'm sorry if that sounds selfish, and I'm sorry that this is the way that I'm saying goodbye for now. I didn't want it to be like this.
Hi guys, sorry that this is how we're starting the new year with this kind of video, but I feel since I've worked with DanPlan before that I should give my thoughts on this situation. Even if no one really cares about my opinion, I still feel like I should. So I'm sure you have all heard what's happening with DanPlan right now. If not, let me summarize it for you. Steven was basically not happy with what Dan was doing with the channel, and Dan was not happy with Steven because of his contribution to the channel. And Xhosa is leaving to the military. Never did I ever think that this would happen to the channel that gave me so much motivation to start my own animation channel. I'm sure that some of you feel the same way. Before I get more into this topic, I just want everyone to know that I respect each and every one of them, including the DanPlan team and the animators. But whatever I say, please do not take offense and do not go hating on anybody. You know, stop spreading hate, spread love, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing my thoughts on this, sharing why I believe that I should make a video on this, and so on and so forth. Some of you might not believe me when I say that I think of DanPlan as my friends and also my mentor, so I have true feelings towards what's happening over at DanPlan. Let's start from the beginning. October of 2017, I was a high school student. I had been off and on again on my YouTube channel, which I had gaming content and even vlogging on it. I had under 100 subscribers at the time, so I was willing to do anything to have my YouTube dream come true. Ever since I was young, I loved making videos, mainly just to show my family, but nevertheless, I had a hobby that I was hoping to turn into a career. Then one day, DanPlan came into my recommendations. I never really liked animation channels before, so I didn't think much of this one. I think they had about 100,000 subs at the time, which was still a lot. I clicked it and watched the whole video. It was by the way, can you survive an RPG? And I fell in love with it. I loved how these three guys were having so much fun with their channel and making me feel like I was a part of every single moment. Fast forward a bit, and I was trying to do the same thing with my friends. I was never good at drawing, but I really did try. Then a bit later, I bought myself some equipment and started working. And eventually I met my friends Jor and Prototype, who are other animators. Fast forward some more, and I built the courage to text Dan and Xhosa for the first time. I was taking a huge leap to try to get in touch with these big YouTubers on Discord. I never thought I would have gotten a response, but I did. Very soon, actually. Daniel texted me like the next day. But I ended up texting them a bit more, and they were both really nice, and Xhosa actually wanted to get in a call with me. Not gonna lie, I was super nervous and fangirling at the same time. I had a good talk with him, and I wanted to take another step in my animation channel career, so I asked Xhosa for a collab. At first he was hesitant, but came around to it. Me, still fangirling, I was so excited that I didn't want to ruin my new relationship with DanPlan. The new me featuring Xhosa from DanPlan. I got a lot of hate because of this. I had Xhosa be in an update video because I didn't want to waste too much of his time. That is why I did it. That is why I had him in that video. That was mistake number one. You see, I had a new YouTube friend that I used in an update video basically just to use his name to boost my view count. Mistake number two was asking him to be in another video. He said yes, but this was during the time when I disappeared because of my depression. I didn't text him for at least 8 months, and then when I did, I thought everything was fine and could go back to normal. The last mistake was me pretending that we were still good friends. You see, I was a part of the DanPlan team at one point. I was part of the event team, in their servers, so I managed to speak with them from time to time. And when I say them, I mean Xhosa and Daniel. So I started to gain a sense of friendship towards both Dan and Xhosa. Even to this day, I still feel like we're friends, even though I haven't talked to them in so long. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just some stranger to them, but to me, they have become a part of my life. Without them, I would have never started my animation channel. They might not think of me in the same way, but I don't care. All I wish is the best for them, even if I'm not a part of it. And I still mean that to this day. This is why I have kept quiet so long about this. A year and a half later, DanPlan is breaking up. I still don't know how to feel about this. Xhosa told me back when we used to talk that he was going to military soon. I didn't know when, but I did know that he was going to leave for a while. He is required by his country to serve his time no matter what. No one can do anything about it, so I accepted it and I expected it. Now what I didn't expect was Dan and Steven fighting. I have talked to Dan before. He didn't seem like a bad guy. In fact, I relate a lot to him. He doesn't seem like he had ever any bad intentions for the channel. That's not saying that I'm on Dan's side or that what he was doing wasn't wrong. All I'm saying is that without him being the main leader for the channel, I don't think it would have grown the way it did. I never have talked to Steven before, so I don't know what kind of person he is. All I knew about him was that he was a cool, funny guy who contributed to the channel known as DanPlan. But I can say this. He didn't contribute as much as Xhosa and Dan. That's a fact. He never wanted to chat with any of his fans like Dan and Xhosa did. That's a fact. This is one of the reasons why I could never get in touch with him. Please do not hate me for saying these things. I don't dislike Steven at all. In fact, I respect him. Sure, he didn't do much work in DanPlan like Daniel and Xhosa, but he did play a huge factor in the channel's growth. Dan might have not noticed it, but Steven is one of the things that grabs people's attention when they watch DanPlan's videos. His funny, outrageous sense of humor is what made a lot of people feel like they were engaged with the video, which ends up leading to subscribers and views. Which leads back to the main problem with DanPlan's money. Apparently, Dan or Daniel was not paying everyone equally or fairly. Apparently, he was only paying himself and Xhosa what he believed to be fair. All the rest of them, the animators, DanPlan's team, they weren't getting anything close to living wage. They were all getting under $500 a month for their time, and Steven, one of the main three that helped grow the channel from the beginning, was making less than that. I have tried to form a team like DanPlan before, but we fought about certain things and couldn't make it work, so it never happened. I think that's why I have such strong feelings towards what's happening. I know how hard it is to come up with the idea for the video, the script, the video editing, and even the animation. That's why I have to say what is happening between them is no little fight. This is the ending of a friendship and possibly the ending of DanPlan. What Daniel was doing, is very illegal. But again, I don't think he was doing this intentionally. I think Daniel just made a mistake, which is not a hard mistake to fix. He has to pay everyone what he owes them, and also find a new way to start paying his employees better. He must also apologize to his friends and also Steven. Then he must slowly earn everyone's trust and respect back. Again, this is just a simple answer to solve this problem, but the way things have been unraveling does not look good for DanPlan and its fan base. It's just really sad and disappointing that things had to end this way. I will always remember DanPlan as those same guys who had fun together that made me feel like I was part of the group having fun with them. I wish the best for each of them, hoping that one day we do see a reunion between all three of them. But for now, all we can do as their fans is give them the love and support that they deserve for making us feel like we were a part of something big. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Goodbye.